Hello, it's that time of year, meaning it's the first week of the year, where you need to humor me. That's all I'm asking. Just let me be a silly Billy. I'm allowed like 2 K-pop videos per year, and this is one of them. So just smile and nod. K-pop this year was just fucking weird. I don't even know what to tell you. Girl groups completely dominated this year. There were only like 3 boy groups I can think that even made an impact at all. When you saw like the girl group rookie list versus the boy group rookie list, it was almost laughable. Purely from a business perspective, I don't know what these companies are trying to do. Like they're tanking boy groups purposefully, it feels like. The former IZ*ONE girlies are the only thing keeping K-pop together at the moment. Like genuinely, without them, the entire thing would have fallen apart at this point. So I think that's where we're at. We're doing great over here. Before I tell you my top 10 K-pop songs of 2022, the rule where no songs entirely in English are allowed on this list still stands. I also will just preemptively say if you're expecting New Jeans on this list, they are not going to be on this list. I'm staying away from them in protest. I'm sick and fucking tired of groups debuting that are almost entirely children. What do you mean the oldest member was born in 2004? At this point, I'm slowly backing my way out of K-pop. I'm just sort of paying attention to groups that debuted, before 2020 for the most part. When those groups die off, then I think I'll finally be free, because I cannot deal with whatever's going on right now. Stop debuting literal children. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Same thing happened this year where I was able to get up to, I think this year it was 8 songs. I got up to 8 songs and I went, okay, that feels good. What about the last 2? Better than the years prior, I guess. First song on the top 10 K-pop songs of 2022 is Smiley by Yena. Yena, my beloved. She's bringing a concept back that the industry tried to kill. I can really appreciate that. It doesn't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes it can be happy. God knows we need more of that. Well, I did mention this. I mentioned this song in the last K-pop video I did or not the last one, the one before that, where I roasted debuting boy groups, but I mentioned that this song kind of fucks. That it's not all bad all the time. And that this debut song was kind of awesome. Do 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 by Tan or Tan. Yeah, no, there's something about this song's vibe that was very refreshing. When I go on a boy group song, I expect to be completely bored at this point. But something about this song, it's like crack. And there was sort of a third generation feel to it. Maybe it was because some of the guys can actually sing. Maybe that's what it was. Overall, I mean, this song gave a really fresh vibe that I haven't seen from boy groups in quite a long time. And there's actually some good vocals in this group. So it's on the list. Third song, Love Dive by IVE. IVE is keeping K-pop together at this point. I hate Starship for a couple reasons, but at least Starship Entertainment is actively trying to keep K-pop together, unlike you, YG Entertainment. Some of the, things I dislike about 4th gen K-pop is sort of not as present in IVE songs. There is a element with both of these songs than the dances that, they're catchy, and yet they're not boring. So I'm hoping that with IVE, Starship can right all of its wrongs. And there's a lot of wrongs to right. 4th song on the list, Copycat by Apink Chobam. This song was both somehow modern, yet also nostalgic of, older second gen, third gen K-pop, which makes sense because A-Pink are like third gen. Once again, we don't gotta be so serious all the time. Sometimes we just gotta be, Barbie's breaking out of a facility or something. I think that's what happened in that music video. Either way, the song itself is super catchy. The one part where the BPM changed kind of threw me off, but it didn't throw me off enough to keep it off the list. It has elements of older K-pop that, kept me re-listening to it. A-Pink Slay Pink, I guess. Fifth song, Nerdy by Purple Kiss.
Okay, I'm nerdy, but I'm not stupid. Oh,
Purple Kiss has done it again. I think of fourth gen groups, this one has the most consistent vocals. What's kind of sad about fourth gen groups is that if they do have a good vocal, it is only one. And of course, I do need to make the distinction between an acceptable vocal and a good vocal. Most of the group can sing. My standards have been lowered significantly with fourth generation groups and their vocals, but Purple Kiss is given the vocals, and I can really, really appreciate that. I think their song Mem Mem sucked, but Nerdy fucked. Sixth song, Strawberry Cake by Extraordinary Heroes. Yelling in tune is okay if it's genre appropriate. Also, Jonghyun doesn't have a no flavor singing, so I think it's acceptable. I really enjoy the vibe that Extraordinary Heroes has, and I like how JYP was careful to give Extraordinary Heroes their own color. I will say that Extraordinary Heroes was the only K-pop boy group this year to release an album where I liked every single song. In fact, I think they're the only group this year where on first listen, I liked every single song. That was the Test Me album. I am excited to see what they'll do next, because they're kind of one of the only boy groups that has debuted that is keeping my interest. Jonghyun is just fucking talented. I love that guy. I'm also just a simp for men with long black hair, but I also don't want to talk about that. Seventh song on the list, After Like by IVE. What can I say? Literally everything I said earlier. Good job, Starship. You need to atone for your sins. This song has, classic K-pop feel with that Western interpolation of I Will Survive. If we're going to, get all Western, you should at least use good elements of Western music. The song fucks. It worked. At this point, I gave in. I'm still on my bullshit. Maniac by Stray Kids. Maniac, 나서 빠진 것처럼 미쳐 maniac. 핑핑 돌아버리겠지. Maniac, Frankenstein처럼 걸어 maniac. I'm not proud, but it felt like I'd be lying if I didn't put this song on the list, so I put it on the list. Stray Kids is one of the only fourth gen groups that can really keep anybody's attention. There are a few boy groups that keep people's attention, and Stray Kids is one of them. Maniac was pretty unique in a way that didn't fall flat. I can appreciate this song, especially considering I didn't stop listening to it the first half of the year, but that is besides the point. Stockholm Syndrome still going strong. I Will Never Escape. So at this point, when trying to finalize the list, I was having a hard time. Pretty much every song on the honorable mentions list that you're going to see was swapped in and out of the list at one point, while I tried to figure out what last two songs need to go on the list. So what I'm saying is these last two songs do not have a very steady place on the list, and they're probably going to get swapped out next year, but we're just going to pretend like I am firm in my belief. A song that I listened to quite a lot was actually Blue Flame by LE SSERAFIM.
내일만큼 뜨겁도록 타올라도 경계를 넘어 펼쳐지는 unknown 저 끝까지.
It was either this or Anti-Fragile. I decided to just go with Blue Flame because that's the one I listened to just obsessively earlier this year, so I decided that it can go on the list. It may not stay on the list, but it can go on the list. And the last song on the list, I kind of put on last minute because I was having a very hard time figuring out what the last song should be. I eventually just kind of went with Dance On by Alice.
Hands on my own 뜨거운 리듬 안에 너를 던져 Let's draw 날 믿어 자유를 타고 흘러 out of control.
Definitely a unique entry because I doubt any of you know who Alice is. They used to be Elris, but they rebranded to Alice. I don't know. This song was awesome. I liked it. A+ commentary from me. I mean, this song doesn't have a secure place on the list anyways, but, you know, it's the vibe. And here are my honorable mentions. Each and every one of these were in the last two spots at one point. And if you've been here for a while, you know what time it is. It's revisions time. Now, I've revised my lists to hell and back. I don't know how I can revise my lists anymore at this point. In fact, sometimes I'll just casually revise the list and then forget I've done it, which definitely happened, and I'm going to forget that I revised something. But I did remember that I revised one song off of last year's list because I'm coming to my senses a little bit. Obviously not enough because one of their songs is still on this year's list, but I've come to my senses a little bit. I have taken Christmas Evil off the 2021 list, and I've replaced it with Bye 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 by WeI because I think Bye 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 should have been on the list in the first place, but I was being Stockholm syndromed. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad. I can feel the evil coming, but Felix never bad is like crack cocaine. And I needed to go to rehab. I definitely switched another song on one of the other lists. I don't remember which one or why. Anyways, I don't know how much longer I'll be continuing this tradition. We will see what happens, but if these companies keep debuting 14-year-olds, I'm gonna have to get checked into a mental facility.